Girls of Reddit, what's something guys see done in PRN that you wish they would stop trying to do in real life? Ripping my button-up shirt open. Do I ruin your clothes? No. It was my favorite shirt, so I stopped the SI time to pick up all the buttons. Go down on me for 5 seconds and call it foreplay. Oh god, it happened to me once. This idiot guy I was eyeing just switched hole on me. No warning whatsoever and not even slow. One moment I'm having a lovely time getting head, next minute I'm crying in the bathroom with a painful bleeding asshole. He was pleading at the door saying he is inexperienced and saw it in a PRN. Rubbing my clit like it's a burnt piece of food stuck to a pan. This goes for that fake lesbian PRN too. When you tell a guy that you're close, or just like that, and they think that's code for going lightning fast all of a sudden. Like, no, I just wanted you to continue doing the same thing with some encouragement. No foreplay. I need to be properly wet before you shove it in me. Please. And foreplay doesn't mean just honking my tits a few times and then poking my clit. Jesus. Who are all these dudes spitting on people? When they grab both sides of my thong and pull it up like that will feel good instead of giving me a massive cooch wedgie. Or when they want to tear my panties off. No ho. That cost me way too much for you to be ripping. Had a guy spit in my mouth. The first time he did it I thought it was like some weird accident of over salivating, and then he did it again, and when I asked what he was doing, he said he saw it in PRN once. Completely turned me off. Suru gross. Fingers freely moving between the PSSY and asshole. And vice versa. Have y'all never heard of cross-contamination? Treating every vagina the same. That aggressive rubbing doesn't work for everyone. Different strokes for different folks. Seriously. Set up hidden cameras lol. WHTS up step bro. Finger aggressively. Trying to bend us some weird ass way. Especially doing it fast. Like they can just assume every girl can bend the way they see in PRN. That can hurt and makes things awkward. PRN positions are also designed to be camera friendly. Not pleasure friendly. I've been manhandled into positions that didn't hurt, but they really weren't any fun. I've also been manhandled into positions and had to stop everything because gal my eyeing hip flexor. In some positions the only thing you gonna accomplish is a queef or a fart. Or a queef that you thought was a fart. Congrats. Now we're all upset. You wanna see if you can move into a position? I ask. Or slowly gently start to move her body so she can tell you when it isn't comfortable or she isn't down for it before you've strained to her muscle. Or shoved an air bubble up her twat. Nothing ruins the whole mood like being in some twister ass position having no fun wondering why you ain't bother. Going ass to PSSY without washing their tentacles in between. Slapping his dick on my vag before he puts it in. Doing it super fast like he's never going to have sex again. I mean, please. Calm down and relax. This is not a race and it hurts. Look buddy. I really just wanted to order a pizza. If anyone here says Tombstone Pillar Driver, then I'm sorry. Just pulled this off of the Urban Dictionary, thought this applies. When giving your hoe a standing 69 just before you come, pull out, shoot her in the eye and tombstone the bitch straight to hell. I hate when guys stick it in fast and just start pumping away. Go slow. Let me feel the stretch. And when you are all the way in, pause for a second. Maybe kiss me. Possibly pull halfway back out and then slam it back in and go to town if ya want. That initial entry is one of the best parts of SX. Please don't ruin it for me. A guy teasing me by putting it partway in. Stopping there and taking a minute to look at me or kiss me or whatever. Keeping it from me and surprising me with when he puts in more. Makes my PSSY go woo 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 wow 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 wow. And if he touches my clit while doing it, that's even more woohoos. Like really very many woohoos. Grabbing the back of my head and forcing it down. thinking that if they have an above average penis they're some sort of god and then trying to slam it in as deep as they can. Female porn stars are actresses. Going too deep with a big member actually hurts. You can even see some women in PRN pushing back on the guy's thighs when they start getting deep. Please don't try to poke my tonsils through my vagina. Thanks. Don't spit on me. Please Jesus. It's disgusting. Instant mood killer. Please stop expecting an LSX to be that easy. It requires preparation and lots of lube. It's not at all like IU in your PSSY and then just go straight to an L-town the second I want to. Assuming the other person is okay with whatever. Instead of talking about it first. Some people are into rough PRN like SX. Some hate it. Some of y'all need to stop having SX with the people you're having SX with. Goddamn. Jamming it in at light speed. Slow entry feels good too. You know. It's okay to take it slow and go in a little bit at a time. Also, please know that saying I'm gonna ram my CCK down your throat is not always the easiest thing to say when you're trying to turn someone on. Maybe try being a little less aggressive unless your partner specifically asks for it. Being rough and kinky is great. But sometimes you wanna FCK and sometimes you wanna make love. Check in with your partner on which one would feel best at that moment. Blackmailing their stepsisters. Please don't come on my face without some kind of warning. It can get at my eyes. Thinking they can shove their dick in your throat. As a virgin, I'm taking notes on what not to do. Edit. I didn't expect this support. Thank you guys for your comments and expertise. Obviously it's not gonna fit without lube and a little patience. YTF would you try to shove it in? That hurts. Molesting schoolgirls in Japanese subway trains. Look. Anything goes as long as you have their permission. This shouldn't be difficult. I almost said hard. But yes, it should be hard. Not a girl. But I'd like to see PRN stars of SX like human beings instead of endurance robots. Face eyeing. I'm not interested in choking to death on your dick. And you won't like it much when I puke on you. That thing where they repeatedly slap the woman's PSSY with their flat hand or with their penis. What's the point of that? It doesn't feel good. Nor does it hurt in the SI kind of way and it looks ridiculous. Instant turn off. It's rude to enter before knocking. Basically everything that's done without consent. PRN makes it seem like you can do anything to any woman at any time and she'll love it. Ask first. Choking. Slapping. Anal. Coming on the face. Etc. Can be fun or not. But ask first. Don't go with the PRN mentality that women are always wanting and willing. Not everyone is into that and there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes. I'd just like to have SX without getting slapped. Strangled or told to take that you. Edit. This wasn't meant as I'm being abused. Just some guys think they're MR. Grey. Try and be dominate like they've seen it in PRN or on TV. Without the skills and knowledge of how make it enjoyable for both parties. You like that? You lying? Monologuing. I've already talked about how PRN creates unrealistic expectations for SX because there's no discussion about consent and everything is previously agreed upon prior to filming. So the impression is that all acts are standard and acceptable for SX without discussion. That being said, don't monologue during it. Don't narrate. Don't tell me everything I'm doing. Yeah. You bounce on that cock. I see you. Look at those titties. Bouncing. I love watching you bounce on my cock. Oh god. You're slowing down. Oh. You're doing that thing with your hips. That's so good. Now you're leaning forward. Oh. You're kissing my chest. This feels amazing. I know what I'm doing. I'm glad you're enjoying it. However, you're making it hard to enjoy myself when you describe everything I'm doing. Tell me you like it. Moan. Tell me what you want. But don't narrate like I'm not Harold Crick. You're not Karen Eiffel. And this isn't Stranger Than Fiction. Stop narrating everything. Ignoring no like if we didn't discuss it and establish a safe word then WTF. Honestly. Unless there's a Safjord. No is the Ing Safjord. Thinking he can shove his dick in my nose. What? Thumb in butthole when in doggy. Get your thumb out of my ass. I'm not a bowling ball. Ram into me as hard as possible the entire time. Yeah. It feels good for a while. But if you have stamina. I can't handle that for 20 minutes straight. Edit. And calling me names like bitch and pussy slapping. I really don't get it. Assa. Assoa. Although. Grappling the titties. It's supposed to be a nice touch. Not a damn mammogram. And also slapping. Surprise an L, which is RP. Spitting in your face. Jesus Christ. Treating my boobs like a flying stress ball. They are not made of rubber. Not a girl, but I hate most of those rough PRN videos, they are unrealistic. I like being kinky, but I'm sure most girls prefer it when you ask for permission to do something. It's not weird, it's being respectful. And touching them where they are sensitive can hurt if you finger really fast. One of my closest friends lost his girlfriend because he kept fingering her really fast and it kinda hurt her. She got fed up and dumped him. Expecting us to bounce enthusiastically and rhythmically up and down on your dick for more than 10 minutes at a time like we're some kind of Olympic polo player. Some of us have poor balance and average at best core strength, my dude. Also, like, don't I move. I'm on top. I'm in control. You just trying to thrust into me throws off my rhythm and it's not good for either of us. Either grab my ass and do the work or lie still and let me do it. You can't have it both ways. Nipples are not radio knobs. Don't go straight to the nipples. Foreplay isn't just groping my tits like you're checking to see if fruit is ripe. Tweaking nipples. Oh my god. It hurts. Spit is not lube. Several whole men have tried to choke me without any previous discussion about it. First of all, if you want to do that I might be down. But you have to ask. Second, they never know how to do it. And always go straight for just crushing my windpipe. Don't do this. Somebody is going to die. Thirdly, even if you know how to do it, it's still very risky. And we both need to be aware of that. And consent to the risk. You also need to know not just my safe word, but to know how it looks if someone is slipping from consciousness because they aren't able to say their safe word. There needs to be additional safety nets like tapping out. Or holding onto your arm and the second I start losing grip you let go. The execution of cunnilingus is an intricate synchronizing of a dexterous tongue and pliant fingers. It's not a simulation of penile penetration, and don't press down vigorously like you're trying to communicate in Morse code with her bowels. You should reach for the strange consistency situated up and towards her pubic bone. If there's a distinction between the men and women I've had sex with excluding anatomical differences, it's the men who press down as if to stretch the entrance. It's always so exigent too. A languid, tantalizing approach can yield surprising results. Sticking their fingers in my mouth. I'm not against it. But I don't wanna taste whatever you've touched all day. Give them a wash. Oh man, I love that for some reason. But yeah. The fingers should be clean. Everything should be clean. I don't get how anyone can not shower before sex. Honestly, seeing all these comments makes me question man's intelligence. Whilst I like my rough kinky sex and BDSM, do not use your spit as lube on my vagina. Bottles of actual lube exist and were not purchased to sit there and look pretty. Buffering. Putting one finger in and asking how good it feels, or looking at me all confused that I'm not instantly orgasming. It just feels like when I place a tampon. Arguably worse though is when he keeps twisting that singular finger around as I'm still warming up and not wet all over yet. When I said screw me. This isn't what I meant. Aggressively rubbing my clit in an attempt to make me squirt. Thinking that my input in how I like to be eaten out is emasculating. Jackhammering. Spitting in my mouth. Trying to put it in my butt, oops I missed, no you didn't. Pushing my head down during oral. If you angle your hips so that they're as far away from my clit as possible, we won't get along. If you spit on me, we won't get along. If you choke me or call me a, we won't get along. If you jackhammer, we won't get along. If you view foreplay as unnecessary, we won't get along. Edit. If you call me boring because I don't want to be abused, degraded, and used as a fleshlight during sex, I will just block you. Slapping my PSSY. Talking dirty to me and then asking me, oh yeah, you like that you lying? Edit. Thank you kind stranger. Changing positions every 3 minutes. Girls need a chance to get eye to the rhythm and as soon as we do, boom, position change. Lame and frustrating. Please stop it already. The clitoris is sensitive. I don't know about other women but I can't stand when my boyfriend touches it with his bare hands, let alone vigorously rubbing it like they do in PRN. Smacking me in the face with your dick. It hurts and that is not what's happening out there in the streets. I wish he would stop having sex with men right in front of my salad. Inserting penis in vagina or anus without sufficient lubrication. Okay guys. Don't let answers on this thread fool you. These are opinions of individual girls and not girls in general. It's best you ask your partner what they like and don't like during sex and be open about your sexual interests with each other. Absolutely at no point, whether today or after you have broken up, do you mock anyone's sexual interests. You take it to your own grave. Whip their dicks out halfway through fixing my sink. Facials. Just no. And forcefully demanding blowjobs. I love facials but I like to be the one pumping the dick so I can aim it where I want. It's so hot making someone come all over your face. This is like asking all random women what is the only good music. Ask the individual you are planning on spending your time dancing with. Go look at the kink community. They will list out what they do and don't like. They will discuss not only what they do and do not want, what they might like to try, but the words to use to protect each other when things go wrong. That is being an adult about sex. That is paying attention to your partner and your own needs. No one gets to tell you what turns you on. No one gets to force you into anything. If it is consensual, enjoy yourselves in whatever works for you. You aren't having sex with anyone else and their opinions are noise. When they say come for me Aka, hurry up, I already nutted and you literally can't because they haven't been doing anything to make you even close to orgasm, so you fake it then they wonder why you faked it. Sorry. You were rushing me. There's never ever gonna be a shark in your bathtub. Caps warning. Do not try to force me into an L just because you see IT in PRN and IT looks good. Ugh. That one relationship I was in where this PLS let's do an L it's so hot happened scarred me for life. I was so scared he's just gonna slip in there. If I already said no, it's no. My 11-year-old dog understands the word no. And this dumb receipts condoms. It can't be that hard for a human to understand. They look like Boy Scouts but when the bedroom door closes, they try act like a budget edition of 50 Shades of Grey. Admiring themselves, grab your junk once and show it off. But then come and take care of me. I'm not just gonna sit there staring at your hand around your junk and get turned on. You need to put in more effort than that. Think they have to make it last for ages. Like, just come already dude. I'm getting bored. When you're eating a girl out, don't her vagina with your tongue. It doesn't feel good. It's just awkward. Instead finger her with 1 or 2 fingers and lick her clit. Ask her what feels good and then just do that. Don't do the jackhammer method. I'm a guy, but I hate it when I order a sausage pizza and see an 18-year-old named Chad's dick in the box. Spitting. I don't want you hocking a lodgy in my twat. Get some lube. You nasty cheapskate. It. Guys saying, well, my ex liked it. I am a squirter and I hate it when guys do that tapping furiously thing that they do in PRN to make a girl squirt more. The reason why they do it in PRN scenes with squirting is that many of the performers are fake squirters. And the water is coming out of her vagina. Fake, not urethra, real squirting. And that fast moving hand gesture over her vulva is a way to hide the water and make it splash more. It's fake, and it makes me so belligerently mad when a guy does that to me. I have almost punched a guy for doing that. I squirt from SX. But guys always try to make me do it more by using that furious hand movement. And it hurts really bad. When men do that to me after I squirt, it feels very degrading. For your information, in PRN scenes, they fake it by taking a water bottle, poking a hole in the lid, and squeezing the water into her vagina. They then have her push the water out while the guy moves his hands furiously over her vulva and it splashes everywhere. Girls, if you don't like something, you need to use our words are. Men aren't mind readers. But just ask before you someone. I'm not gonna come if you finger me for 5 seconds with a single sandpapery ass finger. The clitoris is the penis of the woman, and unless you hit just the right spot, you're not gonna get very far with penetration alone. Do not spit on a girl who hasn't explicitly said she's into it. And stop using the word in bed. It's weird and a turn off. The jackhammer. Just don't. Personally, I hate hearing insults during SX. I get some women are into it. But nothing turns me off faster than being degraded. Especially when there was no consent from me beforehand to be called that. If you call a woman a while your dick is in her mouth without knowing if it's okay first, don't be surprised when you get bit. Obsession with squirting. Please stop. That thing where a girl is folded in half like a slice of pizza, but all the weight is on her head, neck, and shoulders. I call it the cum trash can yoga position. That's a good position to slip a disc with. We won't swallow your cum if it tastes like battery acid. Most of it, to be honest. PRN is all performative and all about the man's pleasure. As soon as SX is just about the man, it's SX. You can tell when people think PRN is SX. Edit. Thankfully Pornhub wasn't around when I was younger, so I didn't have many bad habits for my stepsister to break me of. Edit. Wow. Thank you for the gold. I haven't felt these feelings before. Edit. ×2. Thank you. I will spend it like a poet on payday. Pulling hair without permission. Choking without permission. Coming all over her without permission. Spanking without permission. These are just a few of the things that you need to discuss before SX. Or ask her during SX. Foreplay is essential most of the time. It's what gets a woman excited, wet and shivering with anticipation. Foreplay is not smacking a woman's clit with your hand. I once slept with someone who told me this was how it was to be done. He actually told me that I was wrong about what made me feel good. Nor is it instantly fingering her at top speed. You need to start slow. And spit and slide in. You should really use lube if you can. And prepare her arsehole first. Because so many men seem to know so little about how to do an L properly, I've ended up being very selective of SZOL partners when it comes to that. Fingering as if they are digging their way to China. Good lord, please stop. That hurts. Vigorously takes notes in Virginese. Talking to his friends about what goes on in our bedroom. I'm private. Not a PRN star. I'll dump you over that. Clumsy oral SX that comes with those obnoxious slurping noises. Don't just slobber all over it like a dog drinking out of a bowl. Use the tongue to caress and push on the right spots. This thread is about why PRN ruins sex lives of women. Not giving oral and expecting IT for yourself. Seriously. Why is it guaranteed that you'll see a BJ in literally every straight PRN video? But will only see cunnilingus if you specifically search for it. Bitch. Bye. Why does so much of this seem like borderline sexual assault? Please don't slap me, spit on me, do surprise and I'll force your dick into my mouth. Is the bar really that low when it comes to getting enthusiastic consent from your partner? Please don't assault women. Guys. They don't like it. Ask first. FFS. Shoving their tongue inside the vagina. In heterosexual sex isn't over when the man comes. It's over when both parties mutually decide it's over. Sometimes that means the woman comes second. Sometimes that means nobody comes.